Have you ever been sitting in a meeting and wanted to say something, but you didn't? You knew exactly what to say. You could feel the thought forming in your mind and rehearsed it a time or two. And then suddenly you stayed quiet. You sat back. Someone else started talking, and the meeting moved on. And afterwards you thought, why didn't I say that? What's interesting is most people think that it's a confidence problem. They tell themselves, I need to stop overthinking. I need to be more assertive. I need more confidence. But I don't think that's the real issue. I think what's actually happening is protection. Because in that moment, your brain is not asking, do I have something valuable to say or to contribute to this meeting? No, your brain is asking, is it safe to say? That's very different. And once I understood that, it completely changed the way I look at hesitation, procrastination, perfectionism, and even leadership. I remember moments earlier in my career where I wanted to contribute more in meetings. I had ideas, I had experiences, I had knowledge. I knew what I wanted to say, but there were still moments where I would hesitate because my mind immediately went to, what if it sounds stupid? What if I'm wrong? What if people judge me? What if I embarrass myself? And what's fascinating is those thoughts create an emotional reaction instantly. The thought creates the feeling drives the behavior. So if your thought is, what if I sound stupid? Your body may immediately feel anxiety, pressure, tension, or fear. And from that emotional state, silence suddenly feels safer. That's why intelligent, capable people sometimes stay quiet even when they have something valuable to contribute. Now, here's the deeper part of what most people never talk about. The surface pain is, I don't speak up. But the secret pain underneath it is often, what if being seen leads to judgment? That's the part people quietly carry. Fear of rejection, fear of criticism, fear of getting it wrong publicly, fear of being exposed. And if somewhere along the way your nervous system learned that the visibility was emotionally unsafe, your hesitation makes perfect sense. The subconscious is purposeful. Your brain is always trying to protect you from what it perceives as danger, even if that danger is simply embarrassment, criticism, or rejection. So instead of judging yourself for staying quiet, what if you become curious about the thought creating the hesitation? I want you to think about the last time this happened for you. What was the thought right before you decided not to speak? Was it, what if I'm wrong? What if this isn't good enough? What if they disagree with me? Now notice how that thought feels in your body, because most people never slow down long enough to notice the connection between their thinking and their emotional state. And this is where everything can start changing, because once you can become aware of the pattern, you stop automatically believing every thought your brain offers you. You begin intentionally choosing. And that doesn't mean fake positivity, not PMA. It means creating thoughts that produce a different emotional state. For example, notice the difference between I need to say this perfectly and I'm allowed to contribute before I feel fully certain. Can you feel the difference between those two thoughts? One creates pressure and the other one creates permission. One tightens the nervous system and the other one opens it up. That shift matters because confidence usually doesn't come first. Most people are waiting to feel confident before they speak, but confidence is often built afterward. Every time you speak, while your brain is still uncertain, you teach yourself, I can survive being seen. And over time, your identity changes. You stop seeing yourself as someone who hesitates. You start seeing yourself as someone who trusts themselves enough to participate anyway. So the next time you're sitting in a meeting and you feel yourself wanting to stay quiet, pause for a second. Notice the protective thought. Take that breath. Maybe even take another breath. And challenge yourself to contribute one sentence before your brain fully talks you out of it. Not perfection, just participation. Because sometimes the biggest transformation starts with one small moment where you stop waiting to feel completely ready and decide to trust yourself. If this resonated with you, subscribe for more conversations on managing your mind, intentional thought creation, and building momentum in your life without living in constant pressure. Take care.